Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of February right through the end of March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Also, you can probably hear in my voice that I have a bit of a seasonal cold. It's really affecting the vocal cords at the moment, so there may be moments where I stop to do a bit of coughing because I have that horrible, dry, tickly cough going on at the moment. And I will silence these so you don't have to hear me coughing in your ear. So you may notice if it happens, it may not happen, but I'm just warning you in advance. Now, let's just move on from that because we all have to push through these things. And let's get straight to your reading, my beautiful Aquarians. Now, you have the World card to start. So that means you're going to be very goal-focused over the next 6 weeks. I feel like you tend to be very goal-oriented anyway, but I feel like you're powering up to move forward and forge ahead to accomplish whatever it is that you set out to do. Also, any loose ends, you'll be tying those up, finishing projects, making sure that you are on target there. And we do have a bit of a change going on at the end of the month. I definitely see some sort of restructure happening in your career or your industry. So this could be something that you are in charge of, or it could be something that is happening with you at this moment in time. So I will pull some cards just to clarify the energy. It's covered by a Lover's card and a Fool card. So it actually indicates there's a positive turnaround for you, some sort of major change that helps liberate you out of a stuck cycle or a cycle repeat. Some of you may have felt like you're in a bit of a repetitive cycle at the moment regarding work, that you're always on the go. Some of you may feel that you're putting a lot of energy and time into something and you're trying to look at the effort and see if it's worth it, see if you're financially stable, if you are managing to be independent with your finances, and you're really just checking in with yourself. There's a bit of a self-evaluation period going on here. Now, some of you beautiful Aquarians may have just come back from a vacation and you're easing yourself back into the working environment. I feel like even though you're very goal-oriented, there's part of you that still wants to be on vacation time. I totally understand. Some of you may even be thinking about your next vacation just to break up the year a little bit there. But ultimately, you're looking at, how you feel about your career. Is your heart really still in it? And some of you are thinking about going independent. You may be thinking about launching your own business. How would you like to receive? Oh, there's a lot of energy here. Okay, so we have the Hierophant there. We have the 5 of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so yeah, some of you may be thinking about launching, your own business, or perhaps, it looks to be something creative, something that you're really passionate about, something that your whole heart and soul is in there. Some of you are already entrepreneurs and you are trying to expand your business in some way, especially with the World card there. It can be that you're thinking about branching out or going global, getting the word out about your business a little bit more, going international there. I definitely see some of you. You're going to hear from overseas clients if you are an entrepreneur. Some of you, if you're in a company, there may even be people from overseas in different branches coming to visit the branch that you work in at this time, because I feel like there's some sort of major restructure afoot. Now, it could be a merge, okay? Some of you may be merging businesses or working for a company that is merging a business. And I feel like behind the scenes, because you've got the Moon card here and you've got the High Priestess, and this can indicate, below the surface, the subtext of what is really going on. So I feel like some changes are being made in the hierarchical system wherever you work. Now, if you work for a company, this could be like a reshuffle of management. Could also be that there's an office move that perhaps is going to be orchestrated. It could be that there is even a reshuffle of offices in some way, or a refurb. It could also indicate that some people may be leaving as well there. There's definitely, with that Tower energy, some sort of reshuffle going on in the career that you work in. It could also be that you are decluttering your, work schedule at the moment. So you could be like ticking loads of things off your list and making sure that you liberate yourself for either a new project, or, you get everything out of the way in order to move on to something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun. And if you are an entrepreneur, it could be that your industry is changing in some way. There may be some like rules or regulations that are coming in, because we do have the Hierophant there, as well as the High Priestess. So this can indicate establishments, or, things that have run the way that they've always run. So, for example, if it's coming up to tax time, there may be some new stipulations or policies that come in that you may have to adhere to with your business practices, and you're going to be trying to navigate these changes there. Now, the World card, it can also indicate some of you are really like looking at the world at large and how it is affecting industry, like the economy, and you may be a little bit nervous about some of the changes that are happening, especially since we have that Hierophant and the High Priestess there. Some of you are a little bit cautious about these changes, and you're wondering, what does it mean for industry or job security long term? I totally get that. It's definitely coming through very strongly in your reading. Looking at your energy, I feel like the way things are panning out for you, you're in a really good position to weather any changes. What I see here is, if any of you are walking away from something because it's not financially fulfilling for you, you feel that, you're putting a lot of effort in here. You're really good at what you do, and you give your whole heart and soul to it. I feel like if it's not financially, giving in reciprocity, you're definitely deciding to leave a position in order to embark on a new opportunity. And there is one coming in. I feel like you're being called at this time to follow your bliss. And if any of my beautiful Aquarians out there have come to this reading and you currently are without a job, or you are made redundant or fired, or, if circumstances made you leave a position because you felt it was toxic, or it just wasn't what you were hoping for, I definitely see a couple of opportunities coming in your way, actually. I see two major ones, but one, it almost feels like the promise of one, but it doesn't like materialize. I know it sounds really weird. I'm not really sure how a job can, be there but not there. So, for example, maybe it's that someone promises you like a raise or a promotion, or, some sort of new opportunity, and, then it cannot materialize. Either they just don't have the resources to make it happen, or they like fill the role in-house if it's at a company that you don't work for at the moment. If it is a company that you work for at the moment, it could be there's a little bit of nepotism going on there, and it's given to someone who knows the boss, right? Or is connected in some way to someone who is hiring. But I see actually a better opportunity being offered, okay? So it feels very much like anything that you feel like you miss out on, because remember, what is meant for you will never pass you by. It comes back around in a different form. But this is a card of success. This is a card of setting a goal, and I'm actually hearing a song right now. One moment, please. Hoping with my heart for a brighter day. Okay, now this song, it sounds really familiar, like it's come up in a reading before, but I can't really place it. I gotta be honest, hundreds and songs come out, and I can't always remember all of them, but this one, it's really unique. It's really beautiful, actually. I want to say, if my memory serves me well, it's Michael Franti. Okay, that's just coming to me right now. I may be even saying that person's name wrong, but a very talented, gifted singer there. So I want to say it's that person, but I'm also seeing like, it's not a javelin. It looks like maybe even a spear. Okay, I mean, that would really connect with this card because it's like goal-oriented. So some of you are like really hoping to reach your target. I'm not really sure why I'm being shown a javelin or a spear, but it can mean like ambition. You are setting goals and targets. You're being very precise about what it is that you want at this time. I mean, this song, it may be relevant because it may play in the next couple of weeks for you. You suddenly hear it and then an opportunity arrives for you, because there is lots of good news happening in your career, but there's also a tower moment, which means if you feel like you've been stuck in a position, there is room for maneuver. There is some sort of growth coming here for you. There is a sudden realization or an epiphany that you may want to take a leap of faith. So it could be that you've got wonderful ideas that you've been working on behind the scenes of either taking a new role or opportunity, or launching your own creative business, or even, branching out in some way if you're an entrepreneur already, and you've been like working behind the scenes and not telling anybody about these changes that you're making, and then suddenly you launch it. So it could be that some of you are thinking about a soft launch to do with your career, or you may even tell somebody that you're thinking about leaving a position. Be very careful who you tell about leaving a position, because I feel this person may betray your confidence. Okay, so just watch out for that, especially if you don't want it to be known and you feel like you can trust this person. They may blurt it out, and I feel like they almost don't mean to. It could be a sort of scenario where if you told this person you're thinking about leaving, or that you've got a job lined up, it could be that they're like at the water cooler talking to another colleague, and they're like, yeah, you know what, I really want to get out of here. I should just follow Aquarius. They're just going, they've just got something else and it'd be really great. And then they're like, oh, I've said too much. So I feel it's something like that. So just watch who you tell your confidence to. Now, that World card, it indicates that, yes, you're going to be very successful. You will reach your goal, but it is your protagonist energy, which means, you are utilizing all the skills that you have in order to, move into the next stage. So some of you may feel like you've come as far as you can in the role that you are in, because the World card is like completing a goal or completing a cycle. It could literally be that you've had a big project on and you've come to the end of it. You're really proud of yourself. It's done, it's dusted, and you're on to the next, because the Fool card is the beginning. So I feel there's a lot of that energy happening there. Some of you, it could be like it's the end of a holiday and now you need to just launch yourself back into your working environment. You've reignited that lust for your career, that passion, that joie de vivre. You've got new ideas, new approaches, and you're really excited and enthusiastic about getting moving. And some of you have decided whilst you're on vacation that, you know what, I should launch that business. I should be independent, because this card is a card of, self-sufficiency, creating opportunities to bring in more wealth, but also it is about being focused and sticking to your plans. So I definitely see here that you are creating a solid foundation, but also I feel like, your intention is to build other streams of income. Generational wealth is what I'm feeling here. You're on the way to doing that. You're having the confidence to try and build that level of security. I feel like your intention is to save, okay? And you are totally having a bit of a glow up. I also feel like there's some sort of financial news coming in. Something that perhaps you've been dreaming about or wishing for or manifesting. I feel this could be like a rebate. For example, if it is tax time, you could get a rebate, or it could be that there is a small increase in your finances, whether it's like, promotion or just, a raise in line with inflation. I feel like there is going to be a little bit more money at the beginning of the month for you. And, with the Five of Pentacles at the end, I feel to some degree, I feel like you may spend a little bit more than you expected. I have to give it the way I'm being given it. There is a potential for a bit of a surprise bill here this month, and I hate giving that message, but I have to give it. So I do feel some of you may be taken unawares by a bill. Now, it could be that it's a bill that you're kind of expecting, but it's higher than usual, okay? And I feel some of you, you may have to contest it, but I feel actually... Well, let me just pull a card on that, because I feel like you contest it, but it still stays at stagnation. It just feels like it doesn't go anywhere. I feel like it is what it is, and you pay the extra money. So, High Priestess, Ace of Cups. I mean, there may be like some sort of compromise, like a goodwill, kind of like, okay, they may lower it a little bit, but I just feel like... with the High Priestess there, I just feel like there is a little bit of a loss, because I feel they're highlighting when you get the High Priestess in the resistance position, it can indicate, spending a little bit more money than you expected, or there is some sort of financial loss there. And I just want to highlight what kind of loss it is. Like, you're starting with the 9 of Pentacles, right? And the intention there is to save 6, but to give away 3 on like groceries, bills, on, living, day-to-day living. And I feel something comes on in, 5 of Pentacles are left instead of 6. Okay, so it just feels like, you have to spend a little bit extra this month. Now, this could be a purchase that you are taking, or it could be like you spending on a quick trip somewhere, but I feel like there's just a little bit of extra spending going on this month. I got to tell you how it is, right? But I do see the fact that the Ace of Cups came in. It will be replenished, so I feel like your next paycheck will just replenish the funds, okay? Now, the Page of Cups indicates following your bliss, but also a surprise opportunity coming in here. This is an indication that, there will be enough. So I feel, it's really about making sure that your heart is in your career. And if it's not, I feel some of you may be leaving, because the World card can be like the end of a cycle. That, some of you may have taken redundancy, for example, a redundancy pay packet. That's not going to speak to all of you, of course. That's only if you just came to this reading. And you may be like, okay, you're on to the next opportunity. And there is, as I said, 2 major opportunities coming in, and almost like the promise of one that doesn't go anywhere. So it could be that a friend says, hey, there's a really incredible opportunity where I work. I'll put you forward for it. And then it doesn't materialize, because your friend does actually put you forward, but I feel there may be some sort of in-house nepotism going on there. But, your friend had no control over that, is what I see. So, please take it as it resonates. But I feel like this is about you recognizing that you are also an asset in your career, okay? No matter where you work, whether you are working for yourself and whether you are working in a company, I definitely see, even if you are like a contractor, freelancer, you are an asset to any working environment, and you have a lot of gifts. You're a very talented, gifted person. And I feel now it's about really valuing what you have to offer. Sometimes, especially if you're creative, it can be very hard to price yourself in the market. So it can be that, you create a piece of work, and then you try to really honestly price it at a certain price. And, I feel like sometimes we accept less than we truly deserve. And if you looked elsewhere, you'd notice that perhaps, other people who may not have the talent that you have are charging extortionate amounts of money, because they're just really bold, and they're like daring to say, this is what I want for it, pay for it or not. And you're like, oh, okay. You could actually earn more money, is what I see there, especially if you're a creative. Now, also, some of you are thinking about retirement, because the World card can be the end of a working environment. And with the 9 of Pentacles there, it can indicate that you're going to be financially self-sufficient, okay? Don't get me wrong. I feel some of you are a little bit worried about the increases of like life, all of the groceries and the bills and everything like that. So some of you are a little bit cautious about making this move. But what I see here is that some of you are going to be, I get a couple of energies. So of course, it's going to apply to different people, but some of you are completely going to be fine. And some of you are going to be fine, but also you're going to create something that you're passionate about. And it's going to tick over on the sidelines. So it could be like a second stream of income, your pension pot plus like a creative endeavor. Or it could be that you come back as a consultant. Occasionally, you're still getting to enjoy your time as a retired person. But also, I feel like there's some sort of project that you do, or something that you're really excited about doing. It could be a hobby that could turn into an actual business venture. But I feel it's on your own time. I don't feel it's something that you're going to give to all the time. It's when you feel like it, and that's really nice, okay? Some of you, it could be that something you create once and then put it out on the internet. It will go global, whatever this is. It'll be seen by lots of people, and it'll just tick over in the background and bring in different streams of income. So I'm seeing that. I mean, some of you, whether you're retired or not, you're thinking about doing that at this time and, utilizing your skill set to your full potential. Because I definitely see here that there is a talent that you have that you haven't really explored fully. Now, these cards together, they can indicate that some of you have either been learning to hone a craft, or you've been thinking about taking a course of learning to hone that craft, or even gain new knowledge, and you're going to develop your gifts in a deeper way. And I feel, don't hide it. Get yourself out there, get yourself seen, because, you should be really proud of the talent that you've got. But the High Priestess there in the resistance position, it can also indicate that there is a healthy mistrust of establishments. So, I mean, the Hierophant in this position is, of course, the establishment, and in the resistance position, it can indicate, that there are problems with authority. So some of you, there may be some changes in the industry that you work in that you really don't agree with, but you're having to be flexible in order to make it work for you, okay? So that could come in, and that's across the board, whether you are working for yourself or you're in a company. And some of you, of course, are looking at different policies that are coming in from governing bodies, and you may think that there is such a tight squeeze on people who are doing independent businesses, because I'm getting this energy of like an iron fist, or perhaps it even means if you're working for a company, there is someone who rules with an iron fist, someone who is very strict, almost like a bully kind of energy. And you may feel that, it's hard to be creative or express yourself in that environment, and you feel it's not really an environment you want to partake in much longer. So you may think about leaving. I'm also getting with the Moon card and the Hierophant here, some of you, as I said, are working behind the scenes on something. You're not ready to reveal it just yet or launch it just yet. But the end of March, I definitely see it's a very lucrative time for you to launch, okay? But what I am getting here is, it's almost like if you do a soft launch, I feel like it doesn't get out as much, or it doesn't have much marketing or something. I'm just getting this energy of a soft launch. You may be like excited to do it, but then it suddenly goes, oh, okay, well, that was okay, yeah. But when you actually reveal it, launch it completely, it's like, boom, taking off really quickly. So that's coming out there as well. So my advice there, but use your intuition, because it's very important for you. You know your industry better than I do. I'm picking up general energy for everybody, but I feel like it's kind of like go all in, go big or go home. That's really big energy that's coming here for you. Now, a lot of you beautiful Aquarians are going to have a major surprise in the working environment. Okay. I am getting two sort of major energies coming through here. One is some of you may be giving like a big presentation, or there's a big project coming in. With the Five of Pentacles, I would definitely safeguard your health, okay? Because this is a time where picking up a seasonal cold, I am proof of the pudding there, it's high. The opportunity of getting one is definitely very high at the moment. So, you may need to have to do something really important at the working environment, or you've got a big project on, and suddenly you come down with something. That tends to happen when we really feel something is truly important. It means so much to us. We start to get really tense or nervous, and sometimes remember that they give me a word here. I don't know if I want to go down this route, but here it is, so I have to give it to you. They give me the word dis-ease, as in disease. Now, I'm not saying that there's any disease here, not at all. No, I don't see that at all. I feel like they're trying to highlight that when the body is not at ease, that's when, the functions can, in some way be hindered. So it can mean that the immune system is a little bit lower. Again, as I said, I don't see anything really, really negative. What I see is this anxiety or caution, okay, or worry about something. It can actually amplify the opportunity to get a little bit unwell, especially if you are taking some sort of appraisal or a presentation, or, you have to do something big in your career. It could really affect your throat area is what I'm being given right now, okay? And of course, it's affecting mine as well. But for some of you, if you're about to do something like offer up a big meeting with a big client, for example, you could find that the night before you've got a little scratchy throat. Make sure you've got the lemon, the ginger, the honey, all of it ready to go, okay? Because I feel like actually you're going to be well. It's going to be amazing. But the night before, I just feel this little just typical. So I'm just going to leave it there. Now, we have that Tower energy. The Tower represents liberating yourself out of a very stuck situation by having a sudden epiphany moment. You know, the Tower can represent like a prison. You know, if you've been feeling a bit stuck in your career, whether it's like you have been going through writer's block, or you're feeling uninspired, or you just feel like you're in a repetitive cycle and you feel something needs to change, because ultimately you want to enjoy what you do. So I definitely see there that some of you are really checking in with yourself, seeing if your heart is still in your career, and if you feel like something needs to change and you are in control of that change, of course you'll make it and actually be very good for you, because the Five of Pentacles is really to release something that's a bit of a struggle, or release something that perhaps has been making things hard for you. So if, for example, there's like a filing system that is just really archaic and it's just wasting too much of your time, you may come up with a sudden idea that helps things run more efficiently. Also with the Five of Pentacles, if you need something specific for your industry, whether it's something electronic or something that is in terms of stationery or whatever it is, I would order it early, because I see a delay here, especially it's like running out of something, and it could come at a very inconvenient time, because I feel like there's going to be some sort of delay in deliveries, or like especially trade deliveries is what I'm seeing there. And that's across the board. So just watch out for that. That is coming through there. Now, as I said, the Tower is actually to change things, shake things up, a restructure in some way. For some of you, it could be that, you know, there is like annoying building work going on outside your company, and it's causing a disruption, and you're trying to focus, and it's really hard to get stuff done because of the level of distraction there. For some of you, it's a major office move, restructure, or a change in the way that you are working. I'm going to pull a card there. For some of you, there's like a little plot twist. You may shock people by leaving a position in order to embark on something new, especially since you've been keeping it to yourself. So if you've been putting your resume out there and trying to find a new opportunity, and you're ready to leave and give in your notice, I feel like you will shock a lot of people. And that's okay. You know, you're destined for success and opportunity, and your goal is to increase finances. So I definitely see that there is potential to do that. Yeah. The Five of Swords, it can indicate that some of you are worried about a change or some sort of restructure or leaving a position, but actually with the Empress and the Sun, it tells me that you're going to wish you did it sooner, that it's going to be very productive for you, a very busy time, but very rewarding time, and you're attracting more wealth and prosperity, and also more comfort. You know, enjoying what you do is so important. The Empress energy tends to tell me that something that you've already been working on, you know, it's like seeds already planted, things you're nourishing, projects, or your career path in general. I feel like you start to flourish and really, you know, you're at the top of your game. You're really establishing yourself. And I definitely see that you're brimming with potential and possibility. So it could be like a sudden promotion or a sudden raise in your income, but I see it doesn't actually happen until, it's almost like it doesn't get finalized until around about April, May. Bizarre that it's so delayed, but I'm seeing it won't come in until about April, May, okay? Into effect there. Now, some of you with that Five of Swords, you may feel that there's a bit of sabotage going on in the working environment, or there's a lot of competition and people are trying to win at all costs. So for some of you, not all of you, it could be that you have seen some critical comment, you know, bad-mouthing your industry or bad-mouthing somebody in the industry. I feel like you're not really getting caught up in that. I feel like you're just remaining positive and just doing you, because you're really gifted and talented at what you do. And also, some of you, my beautiful Aquarians, with the Lovers card there, some of you, if you're in a partnership, you may find that suddenly you're pregnant, and, you know, it could be news that you launch at your working environment, or some of you are thinking about taking maternity leave a little bit earlier, and it may surprise your employer, but they've got to get with the program and they've got to organize a replacement whilst you're away. Now, we do have the Lovers card there, of course, and this really at grassroots is about vibing at a frequency of something that you desire so that you can manifest your heart's desire. So I definitely get a sense here that some of you have got some big options and some big choices to make. There's a major personal decision here. I feel like you're leaving one position that perhaps, you kind of loved a little bit. You may not like the environment, or you may feel that there are some things going on behind the scenes that you don't agree with, or they do not line up with your belief system, because, we've got the Hierophant there, which can be all about beliefs. Many years ago, I worked for a company that I really loved it there. I so loved it. Finally, it was a very creative company. Everyone was just really peaceful, calm. Everyone got on really well. There was just a real camaraderie there. And there was a bit of a reshuffle in management, and suddenly this person came on board that everybody was like, whoa, this person did not fit the company at all in its present state, and was bringing in lots of rules and regulations, which was fine. That's the way that the company was going to be run. But then we found out something about this person's other business, because this person who came on board the business that we were working in had another affiliation with another business. And, this person, their belief system, there was some stuff going on there that all of us were kind of like shocked, right? So, and they were into some stuff that we felt was truly dodgy. And we were like, no, this person. And I actually left because I couldn't work somewhere where I was compromising my own beliefs and what I felt was right. And I just had to walk away because I just couldn't live with myself knowing that I was kind of supporting, by working with this person, supporting everything that they kind of stood for, and I didn't. So, this person, they were into some stuff that I was like, whoa, not going to get involved in that. But there's nothing I could do about it apart from remove myself, because I felt, you know what? I'm not going to affiliate myself with someone who is up to this sort of stuff. Anyway, we'll move on from that. But some of you may be looking at changes that are going on behind the scenes, and you feel that actually they just don't vibe with you anymore. And it's time for you to move on and do something that your heart desires. Because I see here there are two major opportunities, and you may have to choose between the two. Okay. And some of you are actually leaving a position behind. I feel, to some degree, some of you may be even thinking about taking an opportunity that has a little bit lesser money, but you love it, or it's more in alignment with your true life's purpose and mission. But you will staircase the finances later on, okay, is what I see. But that is your choice to make. I feel there will be more money available to you later on. But we have the Fool card there, which means leap of faith, a new path, opening yourself up to something new. But it could also, rather than just, you deciding to leave a position, it could be that you are looking at your career in a fresh new way, where you are trying to breathe some life into it so that you can be a little bit more spontaneous, enjoy what you do. Because, when we do something 5 days a week, 7 days a week, some of us, working on something, and it's the same old thing, you just get into a repetitive cycle because you're really good at what you do. You are a master or a mistress of your craft, and it's almost like on autopilot. So sometimes you may feel a little bit bored, that perhaps you're not challenged or stretched in the right way. And even though you're really great at what you do and the money is flowing in, you may be thinking, what else? Okay. And if you don't want to move right now, some of you are thinking about fresh new approaches to keep things, really exciting, or keep yourself moving forward and learning new things. Because I definitely see with that Hierophant there, you want to learn more. You want to absorb more about your career or the industry that you are currently in. Now we have that, Knight of Cups there. This really is about your focus on, making sure that you are emotionally fulfilled in your working environment, but also making sure that you are getting the pay that you deserve, okay? Because you have a lot to offer in your career sector. I definitely see some of you are going to be offered a promotion, but it feels like the money isn't right, okay? So let me just pull a card on that. It feels like for the amount of extra work, you may look at it like, that's not really what I was hoping for. It's not really much of an increase. And they may try to tell you, oh, it's all about the status. It's about the responsibility. It's about a stepping stone to the next role. But also I feel like you're in a state where you're valuing your skill set and you're creating higher boundaries. So I feel like you're kind of like, okay, look, I know better than that. I'm not going to take on all of this responsibility. I'll take on that project and that project if you're just going to give me the same money or a little increase, and we can outsource this to somebody else. And if they're like, that means hiring somebody else and giving them even more money, they may actually come to a deal. Because I feel like, you can find a negotiation point. I feel the Temperance card really tells me that there may be like a mediator kind of energy where there's a period where you go back and forth and kind of discuss it, but that card actually kind of means there'll be a compromise. So I feel, you may get what you want to some degree and they'll get what they want to some degree as well. Also, the Queen of Wands indicates that you are getting a lot of attention in your career. So you're attracting a lot more opportunities. There's a magnetism about you because you are confident in your skill set. And I feel this is also about you going where you truly feel happy and inspired rather than anything else, okay? It's not that money isn't important. Of course it is. We all need to pay the bills. But I just get this sense here, especially with the sunflower. Sunflowers, they only follow the sun throughout the day, okay? That is their trajectory. And I feel that is your trajectory. And I feel, you are going to attract more opportunities, whether it is promotions, raises, or, alternative roles that are coming in, because you have a lot to offer. Now, we do have that Five of Pentacles. So as I said, I mentioned there, make sure you safeguard your immune system. There is a potential there to be a little bit unwell. And if you have currently been off unwell regarding the working environment, you've been taking sick leave, I feel when you're back to best, you will get back into work. Don't force it. Don't try to rush back because there may be a setback there, okay? So let me just pull a card on that Five of Pentacles, because the main energy I'm getting there is some of you beautiful Aquarians, there may be some people off sick in the office and you're going to have to pick up the slack. And it feels like there's no extra money for that. So you may be extra busy round about the end of the month. Seven of Swords. Okay. 10 of Swords. Now, if there was someone who was causing problems in the working environment, it will come to light, and this person, they'll be sacked. They'll be fired. Okay. So I definitely see that if someone was doing something underhanded, again, something that perhaps does not resonate with your belief system, this person will be caught, they will be held to account, and they will be fired pretty much on the spot, I feel. But obviously there has to be proof before this person is removed, but that's happening there for some of you. Now also, with the Seven of Swords, and we've got so much swords here, okay, immediately I'm being given an energy of like a phishing email, okay? So some of you may receive over the next 6 weeks one of those, really dodgy emails that look like they're totally legit from either like a bank or a financial institution, or maybe if you work for a company, it may be a test. They send some sort of phishing email that supposedly comes through the firewall, but actually they're testing to see if anyone is going to click on it. I wouldn't. Just don't do it, right? If anything looks a little bit dodgy, or, sometimes you get those emails from like a financial institution that's like, you have a mail from us regarding a repayment, or, you need to click here to speak to us regarding your account because it's been suspended. Don't do it. Actually contact your bank the way you normally would. Don't click on the email. Okay, so just watch out for that, because there is a potential here for like a fraudulent kind of energy. The Seven of Swords, the history of the Seven of Swords actually is different, but people, as Tarot has evolved, people have assigned a betrayal energy. I already mentioned, be careful who you talk to regarding leaving, okay? As I said there, this could be someone who betrays a confidence that you're leaving. Ten of Swords is like the end of something, and it's almost like they blurt it out. They will take responsibility for it, and they'll be honest about it, but it's too late. When it's out, right? But also some of you, I just get this energy of be careful of your ideas. Don't share them with everybody, because I feel there could be somebody who tries to take them for their own. And the Seven of Swords, the history of the Seven of Swords is actually to be very independent, to do something on one's own terms, and sometimes be misunderstood, okay? The Seven of Swords is like not conforming. So some of you are going to have like really interesting left field ideas that are very maverick, and don't like have them and then discard them. Really run with them is what I see here. This person also, they're running with 5 swords there, and they've got 2 there. So that's 7 in total, but they've got 3 in one hand. They could take 3 in the other, but they take 2, but they're in stealth mode. So it's like, don't rush anything because you may miss something during this period. I feel it's very important there. Now, we also have that 10 of swords. So this can indicate an ending. Definitely an ending, especially if you're working in a toxic environment or a very difficult environment. But also the 10 of swords, it doesn't always have to be this like really painful end. It can be a graceful end. It can be like the hopeful new beginning, the point of epiphany, or even an old way of thinking or an old way of approaching something that has been difficult. So if you've had some problems in the working environment, this is the month, or the next couple of weeks is the time to find a solution. You have your epiphany moment. The whole 3 cards are the equivalent of the Tower. So I feel there's a liberation, a sudden realization, and, a breakthrough in your working environment. This is destiny and fate bringing you new opportunities to bring in finances, but also to brainstorm new exciting ways, and you're going to have really quick results, okay? The end of the month for you is actually going to be super quick, and that's the end of March, okay? Now, we do have that Page of Wands. So what I'm seeing here is some of you may be offered 2 like real jobs, real-time jobs. One I feel like you really love, okay, but it seems to be a little bit less money. But also, if you just pause a little moment, I feel suddenly a new opportunity comes in last minute, and this is like you being bold, daring, passionate. It's an exciting new adventure, and I feel this is something that's more in alignment with your true life's calling and mission. And I feel actually there's more money in that one. So, don't rush into anything. Just keep your eyes peeled there. I definitely see that there is growth and potential in your career. I do see that some of you, there's like a step up. It almost feels like a promotion, definitely a promotion, but it may not be where you want to go exactly. You want to go a little bit higher than that, but I feel it could be a stepping stone is what I see. A bit of a plot twist, stepping stone. And it could even be that you're moving into a different sector or a different office, or maybe even a different branch there. Now, some of you may also return to something that you used to love doing. There's a return energy, or it could be a project that perhaps you had completed, but you return to the idea there. It just feels like there's a return to better times as well. Now, we've got the recycle card. Now, of course, mushrooms, they tend to grow in the dark. So some of you may have been going through a difficult period in your career, especially if you work for yourself in your own business. There could have been like a little bit of a lull or some downtime, but things will pick up pace. And I feel the end of March is going to be a better time for you there. It says, what's old is new again. Back to work, old job, new angle, refurbish and resale. So some of that has come out in this reading. Some of you, your second stream of income could be resale, that you are, putting stuff online that perhaps you've evolved or outgrown in some way. And some of you, if you've been out of work for a while, you may be re-entering the job market. Especially if you've been on maternity leave or you've been raising family, this feels very much like a new cycle, and it's actually going to be a very exciting one. We've also got medicine. That's probably why I got that word that came out earlier, dis-ease. But it wasn't of course the word is disease, but I was seeing it very compartmentalized, like dis and then ease. And it says here, healing money blocks, reprogram, open to receive, healing arts and shadow work. Okay. But the main energy I get from this is make sure your vitamins, you're on top of that, or, make sure you're just looking after yourself there as well. But also, when we work in a toxic environment, it takes a toll on our health. We don't realize how much so. You'll have to heal properly after leaving a toxic work environment. It took me well over a year to get over the way one company treated me, because I was so shocked. I was just like, people threw stuff at me, shouted at me, screamed at me, profanities, expected the world of me in seconds, and I had to try and do it all. And, I kept saying, just keep your head down, just stay silent, you just need this job, you need the money, you need this. But actually, I was stuck in an old world kind of fear. I didn't realize that actually, I could do different things, or I could find alternative opportunities that actually I had a skill set that was valuable to other work environments. This job wasn't the be all and end all. And don't get me wrong, the job market is a little bit difficult right now, but I definitely see that there's a couple of opportunities coming your way if you want to restructure or change direction in some way, or if you're currently out of work and looking for something new. Now, we also have good luck. Okay, and it says here, fortune smiles upon you, fast money, lucrative venture, payoff, flying high, and plenty. Now, the Tower, I always say this, the Tower is not to be feared. It actually means sudden realization that, unlocks something that perhaps you've been very stuck in for some time. It can indicate some level of upheaval that at the time feels a little bit uncomfortable, but actually it's the best sort of luck that comes along. And, normally Wheel of Fortune comes along with a Tower in my readings because the changes tend to be for the benefit of you long term. Now, I'm just going to go and get some final cards. There is a rogue card in this deck, so I don't want you freaking out. Oh, they want that card. Not everybody gets this particular card. It is a very unique card there. Okay. So we have coins, money coming in, wealth, good investment, sales and finance, getting a raise, and lucky. Now, that is the second card to indicate luck coming in. As I said, any staircase of money, you may hear about it, but it doesn't seem to happen until April, May time, rather. So that's what I'm feeling for that. But you may hear about it, you may sign a contract regarding it, but I feel it doesn't really kick into your account until then. So we also have turtle, money coming in slowly. Okay, that's really interesting, isn't it? It just feels like there's money coming in, but it's almost like a slow pace, and then when it happens, then things get quicker. I just want you to be aware of the time frame. Money coming slowly, steady progress, moving for work in good time and long term. Okay, I mean, with the World card, some of you may be thinking about emigrating or looking at different countries that perhaps have different things to offer you at this time regarding where you work. So you may be looking at the logistics of moving abroad or having an adventure, or, taking your own business and, incorporating it abroad in some way. So some of you may be looking at those things, especially if you work for yourself, or being seconded to a new position. And we also have crown. Okay, the crown is to remember your power. It says overcoming obstacles, power play, wealth, owner, boss, taking charge, and making progress. So definitely see the universe supporting any entrepreneurship here, but also, becoming a boss or stepping into a leadership position. But what I see here is more as in like something is offered to you in March that is like a step up or a plot twist. And then it's a stepping stone to something else, okay, which is more in alignment to what you are hoping for. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune there. Oh, we've only got one. And it is the horse rune, which is to make progress. It is a future that is going to be very positive, but it also indicates future changes happening that work in your favor. You've definitely got that happening in your energetic field. There is movement, and I definitely see management energy. Trust the process. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Aquarians. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. It's completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians, and love and light.